Hey everybody at ThunderStruckGaming, this is the epitome of YouTube, James aka the Beef Crew Guitar Dude, coming at you with another Call of Duty commentary. And you know what? This is a little bit more of a serious commentary, but before I get into that, this gameplay quickly is a 58-3 Double Dogs gameplay with a 48 kill streak. Nothing amazing like Thunder puts up, but this commentary is going to be about Hurricane Sandy. And Hurricane Sandy, for some of you, may be old news. But for someone like me who lives on Long Island, Queens area, I mean, this is still the main thing that's going on. And while you guys may live in California or wherever you live, I mean, believe me, we got hit hard, and there's no doubt about it. It wasn't as bad as Hurricane Katrina, but definitely the impact-wise, it was about the same, if not worse. Because we didn't have New Orleans flooded or anything like that. Which, well, of course, New Orleans is not in New York, but we didn't have anything like that happen. What we had is New York City flooded, the entire bottom half of New York City, and the entire Jersey Shore, and the entire South Shore and North Shore of Long Island flooded, which is, I think, a much larger area that was impacted, other than something like New Orleans or something like that in, you know, those areas. Because, I mean, there was so much money and damage that was done during the hurricane, and so many people's homes were lost, and it was just devastating. But I think you guys know that already. But what makes me bring this back up is, you know, Christmas time is coming. Christmas time is coming along, and I have a friend. He lives on the South Shore of Long Island. I mean, correct me, North Shore of Long Island. But North Shore still got hit extremely, extremely hard, just as much as the South Shore of Long Island, or someplace, say, in the Rockaways, which I'm sure you guys have heard about, the Rockaways in Queens. They got hit extremely hard. But the North Shore got just hit just as hard. It's just the Rockaways they put more emphasis on because it was in New York City. And Rockaways people don't realize it's in New York City. It's in Queens. It's a branch of the city. But the North Shore of Long Island, it got pretty hit hard. And my friend, he lives on a hill, so you know he lives on a pretty goddamn big hill, because the North Shore of Long Island, it actually is a cliffy area. There's a lot of cliffs and stuff like that. And he also happens to live on the biggest cliff in the entire area on a hill. So he was completely safe. The water came nowhere near his house. But all of his friends and people in his neighborhood, I mean, they got devastated. All of their homes were drowned. And he watched it all go down. And I'm like, oh my God, how can you live with this? Like, how can you live with this burden on your shoulder that, you know, you watched these people's houses drown? And he's like, I don't know. I don't know if this is going to scar me for life or something. And he really was devastated. I mean, he would look completely zoned out, like he had no clue, like, he was just out of it. I mean, it almost looked like he, like, lost, like, his family completely. It was crazy. And I went to his house after the hurricane, and I just saw all the stores and the markets. I mean, they were just gone. Like, completely gone. And it was just amazing. And I bring this up around this time because I think, I mean, how are they going to celebrate their Christmas? I mean, are they going to really celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever they celebrate? Like, I mean, how are they going to do it? I mean, they're going to go to relatives' house, but I mean, what is there to be thankful for? I mean, the best Christmas present I can think of, if I was them, is to celebrate Christmas at home. But sadly, these people don't have homes. They don't have the luxury of having a home to even celebrate Christmas in. I mean, so much for Christmas spirit. I mean, it's gone. So me and my friend, who lives on the North Shore, we decided to do something about it. Me and him, we didn't start an organization or anything, but what we did is we just went around and we got a bunch of kids, and we since we're older, we got them together and we had these little kids caroling, and they went around the neighborhood Christmas caroling, and it was great. It was really great, and it really cheered people up, and it was an amazing feeling that we got from it, because I can't tell you how how much how much impact that had on me. That really was just an emotional moment for me, and I'm not really an emotional guy, but that really just hit me right here in the heart. And I mean, I think more people should do things like this. I mean, it doesn't have to be the raising money for people. I mean, it can just raising their spirits. That's all people need at this time of the year. They just need their spirits to be enlightened. And I think that's what people need during these holiday seasons who are victims of these hurricanes. And on another note, my family's been impacted by this. Since I live in that area that was really impacted, my family is completely devastated. My family is devastated. I mean, I can't tell you how many family members have lost their houses. I've had a ton of family members that have lost their houses. My aunt's house, she lost her house. My aunt, she lost her house, and I celebrate the holidays out there all the time, and I mean, I can't anymore. We can't. Luckily, she's been bouncing back very, very nicely. She's had the support, because she's a very elderly lady, my aunt, and she is been recovering very nicely. I am very happy to say that, because I thought this was going to be her, like, breaking point. Like, I thought she was just going to, like, break down from this, because she is the strongest woman I know, and I thought she was going to break down. But I am so happy that, you know, she just didn't. She just stayed firm and stayed to herself and got through it. She stuck to it. And I think people should take people like her and say, wow, like, we should do that. We shouldn't just dwell on the negatives of this, but maybe we should just try to get past it and try to get to positive times and try to get to positive days. Because Christmas is supposed to be a time of happiness. And even with this hurricane, I think people should still be happy. They should still, you know, realize that, you know, don't take any references on me, because if you're not, don't celebrate Christmas. But just, if you celebrate Christmas, I mean, it should be about, you know, family. And it should be about being with family members and stuff like that. Same thing with Hanukkah. It shouldn't be about the gifts and stuff like that. It shouldn't be about that. It doesn't matter where it is or how you celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah. What matters is that you're with your family. And at least some of these people can be with their families. And yes, I realize that there's 100-something people that did die from this hurricane, and God bless their soul. And those families, I feel so bad for. But you know what? The people who didn't and did survive this hurricane, don't dwell on things that you have lost. Dwell on the things that you have, like your family. I know that my little cousin, he lost his house as well, and he was on the news and he was crying. He's about 5-6 years old, and he was crying, and it was terrible. It was really terrible. I'm seeing him crying on the news, and honestly, I shed a tear or two, because it was just terrible. But not to bring everyone's moods down, there are a lot of bright sides to these stories, because you can go on the internet, you can go on the news, and you can see a bunch of stories of people helping each other through this hurricane, which I think is one thing you can really gain from this hurricane, which is the best thing about this is that it brings people together, okay? The best thing is that it brings people together, and it basically brings a sense of neighborhoodism or community. It brings a sense of community to everybody. And it shows that, you know, you can be old, young, crippled, not crippled, mentally retarded, smartest kid around, but we've all been impacted by this in this area. And you know what? Even if you don't live in the area, I bet you were impacted in some kind of way by this hurricane, emotionally or, you know, family-wise. You could have been impacted by this. But anyway, guys, that's the end of my commentary. Thanks to Thunder for uploading this emotional commentary. But believe me, when you go back to my channel, there's gonna be a lot more happier commentaries. Just trust me on that, because this is a bit of a negative commentary if you ask me. So anyway, guys, I'll see you guys later. Peace.